Hello everyone, welcome to our chapter Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is the largest kingdom. Previous session we discussed the basis of classification. The first phylum in invertebrata group, that is Porifera. The main features of the Porifera group is commonly known as sponges, and they are asymmetrical and they have water canal system. Okay. Then the water enters into the body through the ostia and go outside through the oscula. From the ostia, the water enter into the cavity that is known as spongiocele. The spongiocele is supported by a type of cells that is known as conocytes or collar cell. The digestion is intracellular. Asexual reproduction occurs by fragmentation or gimmules. And these organisms, the organism in Porifera are hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites means sexes are not separate. These are the picture of Porifera. Okay, commonly sponges are included in this group Porifera. Cycon, other name of the cycon is Scypha, and Spongilla, it is known as freshwater sponge, and Euspongia, it is known as bath sponge. Okay, Eusponge. So, these are the structure of this ostia, osculum, spongiocele and branch, and this occurs in this branch-like or bud-like form. The buds formed as a part of reproduction, the bud is forming. The bud is known as gimmule. Okay. The larval stage is seen in this organism, that is amphiblastula. One more larval form is there, parenchyma. Amphiblastula and parenchyma are the larval forms seen in this organism. So here I am written some examples. Cycon, common known as urn sponge. Euspongilla, commonly known as freshwater sponge. Euplectella, it is known as Venus flower basket. And Cleona, boring sponge. Some examples for the group Porifera. Okay, so Porifera is the first phylum. Next we are discussing the second phylum, that is Coelenterata. Coelenterata. So, the name Coelenterata indicate the organism have a cavity. The name of the cavity is coelentron. This phylum comprises the animals with the coelentron. Coelentron is the gastrovascular cavity with a single opening on hypostome that serve as both mouth and anus. Okay, the phylum comprises the cavity, gastrovascular cavity. That gastrovascular cavity is known as coelentron with a single opening on hypostome. So, this hypostome that serves as both the functioning of the mouth and the anus. So, now the coelentrates are known as, another name of the coelentrates are cnidarians. Another name of coelentrates are cnidarians. And they have a unique stinging cells. The stinging cells are nematocyst. Stinging cells or nematocyst. So, this group of organisms having stinging cells or cnidoblast. Okay, that's why they have the another name cnidaria. So, Coelenterata, otherwise known as cnidaria. The name Coelenterata means it have a cavity coelentron. From that coelentron, the name is Coelenterata. And cnidaria means they are having a stinging cells. Okay, stinging cells. That stinging cells are nematocyst. That's why their name is cnidoblast, and then the name is cnidaria. Then we are discussing the main features of this group of organism. Okay. The the main character of this organism is, in Porifera we can see only the cells, but in this Coelenterata group, multicellular organism with tissue level body organization. Tissue level, we know that the organisms are classified on the basis of cellular, tissue level, organ level and organ system level. So, Porifera contain only the cells, and here the cnidaria or the Coelenterata contain tissue level organization. And this organism is diploblastic. Diploblastic means ectoderm and endoderm will seen, and in middle they are seen a gelatinous mesoglea layer. Okay, and all organisms are aquatic and mostly they are marine. Some freshwater forms will be there, but mostly they are marine. Then They sessile or free swimming. Sessile means they are attached to any substratum. Otherwise, they are free swimming. Radially symmetrical. Radially symmetrical. And they have a specialized cells. That specialized cells are known as nematocytes or cnidoblast. Okay. Or cnidocytes. The function of these cnidoblast or cnidocytes for defense, food capture and attachment. Clear it is. So coelenterate, the important character, they have cnidoblast or nematocyte cell. These cells or nematocysts are used in defense, food capture and attachment. Digestion both intracellular and the extracellular. Intracellular means in gastrodermal cells. Extracellular means in gastrovascular cavity. Okay. The soft body may be naked and some cnidarians like corals have a skeleton. It is composed of calcium carbonate. Some cnidarians like corals, okay, they have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Then the next is the cnidarian shows two types of basic body forms. One is polyp and the other one is medusa. The cnidarians have two basic body forms. One is polyp and another one is medusa. The asexual phase is polyp. Asexual phase is polyp and the sexual phase is medusa. Clear it is. Asexual phase is polyp and the sexual phase is medusa. That means if the organism having a polyp, then next generation it undergoes sexual reproduction and form the medusa. Then on this medusa again undergoes asexual reproduction. Okay, if it happened asexual reproduction, it forms the polyp, and happening the sexual reproduction, it is forming the medusa. So the polyp is the asexual phase and sexual phase is medusa. Then the next is metagenesis. Metagenesis, that is alternation of generation. That means in one generation it is a polyp and next generation it is a medusa. That is alternation of generation. The new term, biological term for alternation of generation, that is metagenesis. Clear? Then the body contains diffuse net of nerve cells. Then the reproduction, asexual reproduction occurs by budding. Asexual reproduction occurs by budding. That means in the case of polyp, the budding will happen. The sexual reproduction occurs by gametes. That means in case of medusa, the reproduction occurs by gametes. The sexual form are monoecious or dioecious. Monoecious or dioecious. Okay, monoecious means both sexes are seen in the same organism. Dioecious means it are separate. And the two larval forms seen in this group is, that is planula. In case of Obelia, the organism Obelia. Obelia is an example for the phylum Coelenterata. In case of Obelia, the larval form is known as planula. And in case of Aurelia, the larval form is known as Ephyra. Okay. Again, I am repeating the main points of phylum Coelenterata. Tissue level organization will be seen. The organisms are diploblastic and mostly marine. Nematocyst or cnidoblast will be present. The function of this nematocyst, the anchorage, food capture and the defense. And the corals have the skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Then the two type of alternation of generations will be seen in this group. And the two type of body forms are polyp and medusa. Polyp and medusa. Medusa is free swimming and polyp is sessile. Okay. Then metagenesis will be seen. Polyp is asexual reproduction and medusa is the sexual reproduction. And body contain diffuse net of nerve cells. Budding occurs in case of polyps and the sexual reproduction by gametes occurs in the case of medusa. The organisms are monoecious or dioecious. Monoecious means mono, single. The organism contain both sex, and dioecious means they are get separated. Okay. Example for the phylum Coelenterata, that is planula. Planula contain the larval stage Planula is the larval stage of Obelia organism, and Aurelia is another example for Coelenterata. Aurelia contain the larval form Ephyra. Planula and Ephyra are the larval forms. Here I am written some common example for the group phylum Coelenterata. Obelia, commonly known as sea fur. Physalia, commonly known as Portuguese man of war. Aurelia, that is known as jellyfish. Mandrina, brain coral. Pennatula, sea pen. Gorgonia, sea fan. Adamsia, sea anemone. All these names are very important. Okay. Sometimes as the need point of view, just asking just this name and you have to find out the correct matching. So this name is very important. Obelia, sea fur. Physalia, Portuguese man of war. Aurelia, jellyfish. Mandrina, brain coral. Pennatula, sea pen. Gorgonia, sea fan. Adamsia, sea anemone. I hope all you can understand this topic. Phylum Coelenterata. Clear it is?